Tonight on News Center, cleanup in the quad after a major winter storm. The sky falls on an old-time local skating rink. Power is fully restored to Vulcan Village. And a motivational Olympian visits CalU. News Center starts right now.
And welcome to CUTV Newscenter for the week of February 18th, 2010. I'm Shelby McAdams.
And I'm Mark Stempka. First tonight on CUTV Newscenter, a Brownsville man falls 20 feet from a ladder. The accident happened at 11:30 Thursday morning here along Barnett Avenue in Brownsville Township. There is no word at this time as to how the accident happened. There is also no word on the victim's name or condition. He was transported to a local hospital for treatment.
Although there is still plenty of snow on the ground and on rooftops, it is beginning to melt very slowly. With that slow melt, there come a lot of icicles forming off houses and buildings. Some of these icicles are long and heavy, and they can be dangerous. People are urged to use caution when walking near icicles or when trying to remove them. Icicles can break off and cause serious injury and damage. Another problem with the icicles, it's not giving the melting snow any place to go. The water is going under shingles and into home foundations, causing leaky roofs and water damage. If you want to remove icicles, you're urged to use extreme caution or call a professional.
The weight of all the ice and snow on the roofs and buildings are really causing problems. Barn and garage roof collapses are becoming a common occurrence since the snowstorms. Early Thursday morning, a barn collapsed in Stewart Township, Fayette County. The barn was housing cows, horses, and sheep. Most of the animals did survive. Also, Wednesday night, a large storage shed roof collapsed in Wharton Township, Fayette County. No one was injured in either of the collapses.
This past Sunday, the Rostraver Ice Garden's roof collapsed due to massive amounts of snow and ice accumulating on top of the building. A youth hockey tournament was taking place when the roof collapsed, but luckily everyone got out safely and no one was injured. However, Murphy's Pub, that is connected to the Ice Garden, is still open for business with all upcoming events going on as planned. There is currently no set time as to when cleanup will begin, but the Ice Garden will remain closed until further notice. And with all of the damage being reported from the past few weeks, many have been wondering why the weather has been so harsh for the East Coast and what is causing all this snow. Student meteorologist Jason Fouchard takes a better look at the winter weather.
Welcome up to the CalU Weather Center. I'm student meteorologist Jason Fouchard here to answer the question, why I've been seeing so much snow this season. We have over a foot of snow on the ground now, had a week off from school. This is the stuff of legend. But what's led to it? Well, it's actually a multitude of factors, starting off with one you've probably heard before, El Nino, a blocking pattern in the Atlantic and all that cold air coming down from the Arctic. Let's dive a little bit more in depth, starting off with El Nino. During a typical non-El Nino season, the trade winds are pushing warm water on the surface of the Atlantic farther to the west, which allows all of this colder water from the depths to rise up. However, during an El Nino pattern, the trade winds are weak. They're not going to push that warm water as far, so we get all this warm water in the eastern Atlantic, and all that warm water and moisture gets dragged up by the tropical jet stream here up to our area, which leads to all of the moisture we've been having here. The second factor is the polar jet stream. We currently have this high pressure system off in the Atlantic Ocean blocking most systems and allowing all of this cold air to build up all over our area. It's also allowing low pressure systems to ride up this jet stream, giving us all the nor'easters we've been having. So if we look at the big picture here, we have the tropical jet coming down, bringing up all that moisture that's now available in the eastern Pacific Ocean, and to get all this cold air being blocked behind this high pressure system, which is just building up here and bringing us all of these systems. When that moisture and that cold air combine, we're going to get snow. It's a done deal. From the CalU Weather Center, I'm student meteorologist Jason Fouchard.
The snowstorms that blanketed the Monongahela Valley over the past few weeks have left more than their fair share of damage. In addition to a state of emergency declaration in California Borough and Washington County, CalU made the decision to close its campuses for a week. Damage from the storms can still be seen throughout the community and on the CalU campus. Downed tree limbs and wires, snow piled high, and ice beginning to form everywhere. Some streets are more clear than others, but it took students quite some time to dig out their cars from the storms. Vice President of University Relations Angelo Burrow said damage and cost estimates from the storms aren't available yet. However, there are no anticipated delays to the Convocation Center and parking garage construction projects.
The recent snowstorms that have hit have caused massive power outages throughout the California area, including the Vulcan Village apartments. CUTV's Will Moore has the story.
The recent snowstorm that blew through the area left chaos and destruction in its wake, shutting down streets and highways and knocking out power to thousands in Washington County alone. Among the affected were students at Vulcan Village. Following February 5th's blizzard, power was lost at Vulcan Village in buildings 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 9. Students were forced to find alternate housing options while the electric problem was rectified. CUTV spoke with Barry Nicolai, the Dean for Residence and Off-Campus Student Life, who told us what the university had done to help affected students.
Students that did not have alternative housing arrangements with a friend or going home were offered rooms here in the residence halls on campus. We had a small number of rooms available here, as well as a small number of rooms available at Vulcan Village. And the balance of the students that needed housing were housed at 2 hotels in the Bentleyville area.
Students also weighed in with their opinions on how the school responded to the outage.
I mean, there's a bunch of kids that live up here, you know, with absolutely no place to go, and the university is only so big. You know what I mean? I think with how fast the snow hit and with all the kids they had to accommodate, I think they did a good job doing what they had to do.
Luckily, I had friends to stay with, but they give that service to have, if people take showers, and just have food and stuff for everyone, and they did a good job.
With power being restored to Building 9 at Vulcan Village early Wednesday morning, it appears that the power crisis at CalU is finally over. Reporting for CUTV Newscenter, I'm Will Moore.
Southwestern Pennsylvania is still mourning after the sudden death of longtime Congressman John Murtha. Murtha died February 8th following complications of gallbladder surgery. He was laid to rest this past Tuesday.
Thank you very much, Governor, and let me compliment you for this tremendous crowd here. This is marvelous, and it just gets better and better.
This was John Murtha speaking at the university before a large crowd gathered in support of then presidential candidate Hillary Clinton in spring 2008. Murtha's viewing and funeral were held in his hometown of Johnstown, Cambria County, over the weekend. Thousands of his constituents attended the viewing, and high-level government officials attended the funeral. Among those, former President Bill Clinton, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel, and CIA Director Leon Panetta. Murtha was a friend to California University, visiting frequently and supporting many programs. Murtha brought the Library of Congress Teaching with Primary Resources program to Cal and secured the money for the integrated robotics curriculum. CalU President Angelo Armenti said Murtha's unwavering commitment to education and the well-being of veterans in particular led him to support a number of initiatives on campus. The university mourns the loss and extends condolences to his family. Murtha was the longest-serving congressman from Pennsylvania. He also sat as chairman of the House Appropriations Subcommittee. Now, a special election will be held in the 12th District on May 18th, the same day as the Pennsylvania primary to choose Murtha's successor. His districts include part of Fayette, Washington, Somerset, and Cambria counties.
And coming up next is your CalU forecast with student meteorologist Caitlin Lawrence.
Welcome back to the CUTV Weather Center. I'm student meteorologist Caitlin Lawrence with you. And coming up next on CUTV News, we have more snow flurries coming into the area, which should be no surprise because this has been the snowiest season on record. And however, there's supposed to be a warm-up coming through today, but that won't last for long. Will we see the sun coming through the area? All that and more details are coming up in my 5-day CalCast. Stay tuned.